Hey guys, it's Jessie V. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I feel slightly ashamed for telling you guys this story. It happened back when I was in high school, and yeah, I got some revenge, guys. And I really didn't think about what I was doing at the time, or any of the consequences for that matter. It was quite the foolish decision for me to make. So I am telling you guys this today to hopefully show you not to act so irrationally like I did. Learn from my mistakes, as I always like to say. You guys know the drill by now. This is the story about how my friend and I got revenge on her ex-boyfriend. She introduced me to him for the first time at a New Year's party in grade 10. And he seemed really nice at first, very sociable, had a good sense of humor. He was constantly wanting to hold her hand, and I was like, okay, this guy really seems to like my friend. And I was completely happy for them at first, because let me tell you, I was completely wrong about him. They were together for about 6 months before things started to drastically change. He would get angry all the time, he would go out for days at a time and not tell her where he was. He would make these private phone calls quite often, and he would never let my friend touch or see his phone in any way. Which is like classic cheating signs, right? Well, one day when he went into the washroom, my friend noticed that he left his phone out on the table. So my friend decided to sneak a peek, and he had a password on his phone so she couldn't get into his messages. But you know when you receive a text and it kind of flashes up on your screen? So even though you have a lock screen up, you can still see what the message says? Well, that is what happened, and my friend recognized that it was a girl from school. And the message said, "When are you coming over today, baby?" Or something along those lines, just very flirtatious. Calling him baby, like that is not what you're supposed to do. So my friend confronted him when he came out of the bathroom, and he just kept making excuses like,
"Oh my gosh, that girl will not stop bothering me. She texts me all the time even though I don't answer. She's like obsessed with me, baby. She's obsessed with me, okay?"
So my friend was like, okay, well then show me her messages. Show me that you're not responding to them. And he would be like,
"Oh babe, I don't need to do that. You should just trust me. Why don't you just trust me?"
So my friend left his house and went home to investigate. And girls can be very good investigators, okay? We can transform into Inspector Gadget whenever we want. So she messaged this girl on Facebook and asked her what the heck was going on. And the girl actually admitted that she had been dating him for 5 months and still currently was dating him. So this guy had 2 girlfriends at the exact same time. Like, what are you doing, buddy? Girls aren't handbags. You can't just have like 2, 3, 4, as many as you want. You may have 1. Like, come on, have you ever watched TV shows or movies? Whenever a guy cheats on a girl, it does not end well for him. So my friend, after hearing that, obviously dumped her on the spot, and the guy said something like, well, I didn't like you anyways, the other girl I have is way better. Like, okay. And the other girl did not dump him, so I don't know, her standards are obviously very low. So later that night, she went to my house for a sleepover, because honestly, whenever a guy breaks your heart, all you want is your best friend. A best friend just has that magical power of making you feel better. So she sat me down and told me what happened, and I was really upset about it. Like, I felt so bad for her, I was extremely angry at him. Like, if someone hurts my best friend, the wrath of Jessie is upon them. Run away while you still can. No, but seriously, she was like really heartbroken over it. And she probably cried for like 3 hours. And there was this one funny part where I brought her up this carton of chocolate ice cream because chocolate ice cream cures all, but I put it in front of her and she's like eating the ice cream but crying at the same time. It was just a sloppy mess. But there was this one moment where her face was literally inside the ice cream carton and she's just like bawling into the carton. And when she pulls her face out, there's chocolate ice cream all over it and just snot running down her nose. And we look at each other and burst out laughing because as sad as she was, she realized how ridiculous she looks and she just died of laughter. So that was kind of funny. So let's get into the meat of the story now. That is such a weird saying. So we're sitting there and my friend turns to me and goes,
"Jessie, we have to get revenge on him."
And she said it with the most serious face too.
"It is time for revenge."
And I had really never gotten revenge on anybody before, so I didn't really know what it entailed. I wasn't even entirely sure if I was down to do it. Like, yeah, I really did not like this guy, but like, what does revenge mean? Like, what does this entail? So she starts listing out different revenge ideas, and the tamest one she came up with was toilet papering his new car. I think it's also called TPing. But yeah, I just chose the less damaging damaging form of revenge because you should have seen her other options, okay? She had just lists of really bad ways to get revenge on him, so I'm like, okay, the least damaging one is the toilet papering, so let's just do that one. And we were actually really lucky because the guy lived in the neighborhood across from mine, so we were able to just walk there because at that point we didn't have our driver's license, so we just walked everywhere all the time, but this guy was pretty close. So we get these backpacks and start filling them up with toilet paper rolls. And then we waited for my parents to go to sleep before sneaking out. It was actually a really cold night too, so we're just outside walking around in the Arctic wind. My face is freezing over, my nose hairs are growing icicles, and I am holding a backpack filled with toilet paper. I mean, I started really rethinking what I was about to do. Like, I really went out into the North Pole for this, but nevertheless, we finally arrive at his house. And there in the driveway was his new, shiny, black, sleek, beautiful car, just waiting for us. So my friend looks at me and she's like,
let's do this.
so we just begin wrapping up the car. And trust me, it takes quite a while to wrap an entire car with toilet paper. And we wrapped it so that you could not see any bit of the car anymore. It ended up looking like a giant white present. And it was scary for me as well because I was worried a car would pass by us and catch us. So every 5 seconds I was like looking around to make sure we were okay. It's a very suspenseful thing to do. I don't recommend it. But yeah, so we didn't get caught, and once we were satisfied with our work, we decided to walk back home. And she was like really happy with this revenge. She kept saying things like,
Jessie, I really needed this. Thank you so much. It's really helped me get my anger out.
which I mean is good for her, I guess, but if I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, and this might sound silly because I know that her ex-boyfriend was completely horrible to her, but on our way back home I felt kind of guilty. I have this guilty conscience. I can't do anything without feeling guilty. Because as cheesy as this sounds, I don't really believe in doing something bad to someone because they did something bad to you. The whole two wrongs don't make a right sort of thing. Like karma will get him, you know what I mean? But I guess I just saw how hurt my friend was, and honestly I was really angry as well, so that's probably why I agreed to do it. I wasn't thinking, and honestly it was kind of childish for us to do. I mean, at least we didn't damage the car in any way. It was a pretty innocent sort of revenge, if you will. The only thing it would do to him is have a nuisance of having to take it off. Like, it probably would take a good half an hour to get every single piece of toilet paper off the car. Would I ever do something like this at my age now? No, never. Would I recommend you guys doing this to your ex-boyfriends? No, never. What do I recommend you guys do? Handle it maturely. Move on with your life. They will get what's coming to them, okay? Don't stoop down to their level. Be the better person. Yes, I helped with the revenge because I was young and silly, but I've never done anything like that since then and never will again. But I thought I would tell you guys about it regardless, because even though I may have done really stupid things in my past, they do make for good stories, let's be honest. And I am able to give you my input on what the right thing is to do based on what I've done in my past, you know what I mean? But before I close the story, I have to show you some new merch. I am so excited about this. I just got some new Embrace Your Weird Side t-shirts. Let me show you. Embrace your weird side, yes. I have one in black and I also have one in white. Here is the one in white. Yes. And then I have some really cute V-Team tank tops. This also comes in white as well. And all of these sizes, including the t-shirts, are unisex sizes just because I have guys and girls watching my channel. So if you are a female buying one of these shirts, just keep in mind that it would fit a bit looser than you're used to, but it's also 100% cotton, so it will shrink regardless. But I will put the link to these shirts in the description for you guys to check out. Go V-Team! And yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome day. As usual, my social media information is below, along with my vlog channel and my P.O. Box information, so check that out. And until next time, guys, bye!